All right, we're back. So, my goodness, this video is enormous. We have just finished up setting up the forwarding and the wireless access point and DNS mask and all that stuff. Now we need to find out if the access point actually works. So the Pi is sitting on my desk. It's got the dongle plugged in, and I want to log into a machine that can connect to the new access point. So what I'm going to do, I have a nested virtual machine here that I made just for this video. I'm calling it Inner Ubuntu. So you should release your Inner Ubuntu. I guess. Hopefully this even boots. I only used it one time. Let me get rid of like the toolbar. Is it going to work? My CPU is now burning out of control. Okay, this is going to be super slow. I'm just telling you right now. This computer's already pretty crappy, and I have a hypervisor that I'm recording on. And then inside that, I have a virtual machine that I'm recording on, and then inside that virtual machine, there's another virtual machine that we're launching. It's like, it's the virtual machine Inception. So let me see if I can log in here. Okay. Seems to have booted. Let me look at the details real fast. Oh my God, I don't even know where I am anymore. There's like 3 toolbars that I'm looking at. 3 start menus. So, Network Manager. Now I'm back from another cut. For some reason, I didn't type the SSID incorrectly. Well, la-di frickin' da. So I'm just gonna, I guess I typed it in wrong. Copy pasting it seems to work this time. Anyway, successfully activated. So if we do, so remember, this inner VM, it doesn't even have a network card. It only has the Wi-Fi dongle. I can do ping 8.8.8.8 to see if we're online. We are actually online. The access point works. It's routing. This should be able to ping my main router, 1.1, yep, and then 1.101, nice. So basically at this point, let me try like a domain name here, google.com. Yeah, okay, google.com works. Let's try IPv4, works, IPv6, unreachable. Well, we're not on IPv6, I guess I forgot. Yeah, we didn't add IPv6 yet. So but IPv4, the regular, the old school IPv works. So at this point, the clients connected to the Pi access point can access the rest of the network, and they can access the internet. The next thing that we should probably think about doing is increasing the font size of the dang terminal. But besides that, I want to have the rest of the network be able to access clients behind the access point because, for me, I want to be able to set up servers that are a little bit further away and, boost their signal with an access point. What's going on here? I hate this terminal. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it. I'm going to install Terminator because I know how to set up the font size on that one. Anyway, so the next thing, sudo apt update is what we have to do first. The next thing I'm going to do is set up a route so that we can connect from LAN clients to clients behind the access point. So if you look here at the recording that we're doing, we at the main VM that we were in this entire time, we can't actually ping stuff that's on the .5.1 subnet. In fact, we don't actually even know what the address is. So if you notice, I can ping 192.168.1.123, and that works because the Pi.123 is on the same subnet as the rest of the network. I can also ping 192.168.1.147 because that is also part of the same subnet as the rest of the network. I can't ping 192.168.5.1 because I guess I can. But for sure, we're not going to be able to ping the client that's inside of the inner VM. Let's see, update and then install Terminator. So I can just get out of this frickin' terminal. And so you can, because I know this is kind of hard to read, right? I don't like that I'm showing you like a super small font screen. If you can't read, maybe I should just tell you what we did real fast. I mean, you saw the commands to connect before on the outer VM, but I'll just remind you, sudo network manager, CLI. We wouldn't do connection add. We would actually say device Wi-Fi connect, and then we would name the SSID, the SSID's name, and then we would say the password, and we would do like, some kind of password here. And then we don't have to specify the interface name on the nested VM because there was only one network device at all, but that's the basic idea. So now I can get out of this awful terminal emulator and just go into Terminator. Pin to the dash, unpin to the dash, and then I can set a bigger font size. Preferences, profiles. We'll just make like a really big font size for the rest of this video. Oh. Where's Ubuntu Mono? Remind me later. Ubuntu Sans Mono. Regular. That's an okay terminal font, not the best, but okay. So now you can see it's like a little bit better. So what are we doing? We just proved that this inner VM can see the internet and it can see the LAN, but this machine can't really see items on the inside. Let me show you what I'm worried about right now. If we say IP address and show one of our wireless LANs, oh, it's got this huge name. It's not WLAN 0 like on Raspberry. So this is the wireless adapter that we plugged into the inner VM. It's got this IP address that has been given to it automatically from DNS mask. Again, that's why you need a DNS server, a DHCP server. So it's something .74. That means now we know what address it is using, so we'll know what address should probably fail. Let me just double check this real fast. 5.74, not 1.74. Yeah, so it's on the other subnet. So we'll ping 5.74. Why is it working? I pushed a bunch of routes the other day. Okay, I guess they're just still in there. Okay. This was the whole surprise. Let me just get rid of this. Sorry. Sudo IP route delete, and then just delete that whole entire thing. I put a route into my actual router. I thought it wasn't working though. Maybe it's actually working now. Anyway, we'll talk about that. So now if we just kind of look at IP routes, now these are like normal routes. This 123, that's like for the VM stuff, so it's fine. Anyway, if you go back to the ping area, if I hit enter a bunch of times to diagnose the network, notice how the pings are still showing up for the normal subnet 1 dot something, but they're now no longer showing up for 5 dot something. So that's what was going on before. I already had the good routes in there. So now the question is, I mean, if you don't want to be able to have your normal LAN machines reach clients behind the access point, then you can just be done with this whole video. But if you want to be able to reach them, maybe they're going to be servers, maybe you just want to like SSH into them or like access something, access them in some way, then you need to be able to reach your machines, right? So how can we do that? Well, the first thing that you can do is add a static route. So, what is a route? This is not a video about routes. It's basically just a way to say, how do you get to that subnet? You get there by making your next hop to this particular IP address. So if I go sudo IP route add, this is Linux, you can do the same thing basically in like your router and Windows and stuff like that. Leave a comment if you would like me to make a video for any other topic explaining further. If I get enough votes, I'll probably just do it. So we're saying we're going to add a route that will go to this new subnet. And the way that we get to this new subnet is via this IP address, which is on the current subnet. Notice how this is .1.47. 147 was the wireless adapter of the Pi, the primary wireless adapter, the internal radio. So it's basically saying if you want to get to subnet 5 dot something, then you got to first bounce onto the wireless radio of the Pi. And we know how to get to that because that's on our normal subnet. You don't have to do proto, static, metric, and all that stuff. That'll be filled in later. But You can specify a device to hop onto. So for this particular machine, it's just basically got Ethernet. So we can specify you need to hop out on the Ethernet adapter versus like some other adapters that you might have. But for me, I don't usually even specify this. I just say to get to that other subnet, we'll just hop on to the Pi. So now that I added that, notice how right away the other pings start coming back. So that's all we really need to do is just add that route. How do you make that permanent though? Because this is not going to last after we reboot this virtual machine. So let me delete the route real fast. Whoa, what happened? No such process. I've done something wrong. Again. Let me just double check here. Maybe I can like, oh, because that extra stuff at the end is not in the route that I just added. So I'm deleting the route. Notice how these pings suddenly stop. How can I make this persistent? Well, you can go into the settings of your connection and just specify some routes in there. So notice how I'm in a program called, I'm in a desktop manager environment called XFCE. I'm basically going into the network settings and I'm saying edit connections. If you're on a different version of Linux or a different network manager or like Windows or whatever, you can just go into the network settings, the wireless settings, the Ethernet settings, and edit the settings. And if you poke around long enough and look at all the different tabs and things that are offered, you'll eventually find a place that lets you specify routes. Notice how on the IPv4 tab, I left it on automatic, but it's got a button called routes. So if I click on the routes button, oh, that's why it was in there. I left it in the actual dialog. So yeah, this is all you need to do. You click the add button and it says, what address do you want to be able to get to? And you just type an address. Yeah, I could have typed .5.0, but I chose to type .5.1 just to remind myself. And then the net mask, usually we've been seeing a /24 block, but that's the same thing as this, 255.255.255.0. It's kind of the same meaning. They're just in different formats. I think the format on top is called CIDR, and I can't even remember what the one on the bottom is called. I think it's like just a regular subnet mask or something. So you say, in order to get to that machine, the gateway, with this mask, meaning let's just get to any machine on that particular subnet, then this is your next hop. The gateway is the Pi's Wi-Fi adapter that we assigned earlier. So when I hit OK, I should be able to just like disconnect and reconnect, and it should just work. So again, it's already working right now, but the reason it's always working is because I had that in there. So let me just disconnect one more time. Notice how all the all the pings stop. What's going on here? Terminal is frozen. All right. That's weird. Why isn't it letting me hit enter? I don't like it. So then if we just go back to the wired connection, suddenly everything works all over again. That terminal is just frozen, dude. Okay, let me just check my notes real fast. Is there anything else that I needed to talk to you about? Yeah. Well, I guess one thing I should mention, this is not a video about administering your actual router, like your primary router. It's kind of a pain in the butt to add a static route to every machine that you want to be able to access a client, on your access point, on your new Pi repeater. For me, that's only like 3 or 4 machines, so I just entered it. It's fine. But if you want every single machine on your LAN to always know how to get to clients behind the access point, you have to have your router push a static route. There's a way to do that actually with your DHCP server. Some routers have like a nifty interface that is just called static routes, and you can just start entering them in there. Some of the routers, they want you to edit the DHCP server and type like a number and then like do all these weird conversions to get like a hexadecimal string. I'm not going to go over that in this video. Just know that you can manually add static routes here, or perhaps in the future add static routes at the router level, which will help all clients. But that's how you connect. That's how you do it. Just to prove the point here, what was the IP address of the client? Right, so like this, yeah, that inner VM, I think it's on 5.74 at the very end. So I'm on regular LAN right now. Even though this is a VM, it's actually hooked up to my regular LAN, at least like for the moment. I should be able to access it via SSH. It'll say connection refused. If I wasn't able to access that subnet, it would just time out or say unreachable or something, but it should say connection refused if the SSH server is off. Otherwise, it might actually try to connect. Let's see what happens. Connection refused. That means I did make it to the inner VM, but the SSH server is not on. So let me just prove this to you a little bit more. Sudo apt install open SSH server. Okay. So when this finishes, we should be able to connect over SSH, and we have basically finished our wireless repeater. Only got like 3 minutes left until the camera cuts me off again. Hope you learned some stuff. Let me just try to connect real fast. Yep, see how it's asking me now? Do you recognize this machine? So it actually worked. So after all of these hours of watching me just ramble on nonsensically, I hope you've learned a little bit of stuff, and I hope you have had a lot of fun, and I hope you now enjoy your new Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi repeater. I know I'm enjoying mine already. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to tell your friends and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. Have a great day. You deserve a long, hard rest for watching all this video footage. Okay, I know for me, I'm so tired and sweaty right now. People at the gym when I go later are probably going to be like, what's going on with this dude? Unless I take a shower before the gym, which doesn't even make sense, but I might do it. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hey everybody. Thanks for watching this video again. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. I do hope you did learn something and have some fun. If you could do me a small little favor, could you please subscribe and follow this channel or these videos or whatever it is you do on the current social media website that you're looking at right now. It would really mean the world to me, and it'll help make more videos and grow this community. So we'll be able to do more videos, longer videos, better videos, or just I'll be able to keep making videos in general. So please do me a kindness and subscribe. You know, sometimes I'm sleeping in the middle of the night and I just wake up because I know somebody subscribed or followed. It just wakes me up and I get filled with joy. That's exactly what happens every single time. So you could do it as a nice favor to me, or you could troll me if you want to just wake me up in the middle of the night. Just subscribe and then I'll just wake up. I promise that's what will happen. Also, if you look at the middle of the screen right now, you should see a QR code which you can scan in order to go to the website, which I think is also named somewhere at the bottom of this video. And it'll take you to my main website where you can just kind of like see all the videos I published and the services and tutorials and things that I offer and all that good stuff. And if you have a suggestion for clarifications or errata or just future videos that you want to see, please leave a comment. Or if you just want to say, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know, just send me a comment. Whatever. I also wake up for those in the middle of the night. I wake up in a cold sweat and I'm like, it would really mean the world to me. I would really appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy the cool music as I fade into the darkness which is coming for us all.